Morning, everybody. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Periscope. It is Friday, the 27th, and I got out the hot rollers. Hey, man. It's hot. It's rolly. What do you think? No worries. Wow. You know, yesterday I tried to keep it short. That just doesn't work for me. Somebody was like, well, you know, you're going to keep it, whatever. I had a couple of people that were like, hey, it was short. You know what? Cool. You like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. You tune in, you tune out. Not a problem. What are we doing? Call to the nation, because we're going to call the nation together. How about them apples? Trump's first 100 days in office, kicking butt. I didn't say the A word. I said the B word. Oh, no. 8 of 100 days. It's day 8, you guys. What? Is it day 8? Yeah, because Friday was 1. Yeah. And Donald Trump works on the weekends, so we're counting that. Dude is kicking butt. Wow. Today's Friday, January 27th. We're going to go into the book of Matthew. We're going to talk about revenge and enemies. What? No, that's in the Bible? Suck it up, Buttercup. It's in the Bible. Woof. Dang, y'all people think the Bible is just like sweetness and light. Oh, blah, blah, blah. No, man, there's wars in there. There's fighting in there. And there's deception in there. There's prostitutes in there. There's forgiven prostitutes in there. What? Jesus dealt with prostitutes and tax collectors? Yes, he did. So, hey man, sup. All right, Friday. You know what's funny? Rosie, the Soros loser puppet. Next time she comes on the show, I'm going to ask her, Rosie, tell me what the problems that you were marching against this weekend when Donald Trump was 1 day in office. Where did those problems come from? She's not going to have an answer, because the answer is they're either problems that have been around for the last 8 years but nobody ever complained about it, or the Soros losers are getting money from somewhere to march and protest, which actually takes us straight into jobs. Jobs. You know what? I'm going to count the protesters that are being paid and employed into jobs for Donald Trump. Somebody give me a number. How many protesters are there that are being paid because Donald Trump needs to get the credit for those jobs? My gosh, the jobs list is getting so long, but let's go. And I do them sort of chronologically. It would take too long to say the month and the date. So let's just know that it started in November, like immediately. Carrier, 1,000. Ford, 1,000. SoftBank, 50,000. IBM, 25,000. Sprint, 5,000. OneWeb, 3,000. Ford, 700. Fiat Chrysler, 700. Alibaba pledged 1 million jobs. Walmart, 1,000. GM, a $1 billion investment. Hyundai, $3.5 billion over 5 years. Foxconn, still don't know who Foxconn is. $1 billion plant. Kroger, 1,000 jobs. Protesters, a lot of jobs. And now the Keystone XL pipeline, which Trump said 28,000 jobs, but a union boss said like 40,000 jobs. So let's go with what the union boss says, because they know what it's about. So the LGBTQ needs to remember that in other parts of the world, when they get out and march and pitch a fit like they are, they would be stoned in the streets, stomped dead in the streets. Women, we would have acid thrown in our faces for doing the kind of things that these crotch-grabbing, pink hat-wearing, irrational females, I don't think I can call them women. I don't even know. We need to check and make sure they're females. Who wants that job? Yick! Woo! Okay, I don't think anybody's gonna volunteer for that. Hey, so again, Trump bump in the stock market, 20,000. Yes. Take your retirement money now. So Trump love him. He undoes Barry Soetoro Hussein Obama's butt-stinking 221 million or billion? I think it was billion. Let's say billion. For Palestinian aid. So Trump is like, heck no, Barry, good try, but no, not gonna happen. Not gonna give our money away to these crap asses when we got us a wall to build. Ha 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 ha. Oops, I said a word. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Pray for me. I'm gonna be praying for me. Apparently that word is just, which means it's in my heart, which means I gotta work on my heart. I know. So Trump meets with union leaders, and the union leaders are really, really happy because they've not been invited into the White House before because Barry's been too busy with the Muslim Brotherhood because Barry's really a Muslim, which is why he would never say Islam, and he would say ISIL, and he would say we're not a Christian nation because he's a jerk. Hey, my Barry voice sounds a lot like my Mitch McConnell voice. I gotta work on that. Anyways, marbles in their mouths is what's going on. So the union bosses were like, he's inaugurated on Friday, and we're invited on Monday to have a substantial conversation. And the whole meeting was about creating jobs with union bosses. So the Keystone Pipeline, 40,000 jobs, blah, blah, blah. You guys, PSYOPs, psychological operations, psychological warfare. This is what the left, what the Soros losers are trying to do to us. They're trying to say every little thing, bad, bad, bad. But here's the smart thing. People say Donald Trump shouldn't come back against every little thing. Yes, he should, because every little dart is a fiery arrow thrown at us, not just Donald Trump, thrown at us. Conservatives, the Republican Party. So every time they say, he moved the bust of Martin Luther King, he's bad. When they say he moved the bust of Martin Luther King, they're trying to say he's a racist. See, he's a racist. So you have to defend that. You have to defend everything. Don't call me a racist because I'll defend myself. Heck, last Friday, people came down on me for using the A word, which I've already used, unfortunately, in today. But guess what? Come on down. We'll play a little game of The Price is Right. The Price is Right. Tom Price is right. Yeah. Gotta work that in. So, let the left destroy themselves. Let all their psychological warfare splash back on them like the acid thrown from the hand of a Muslim man. What? Diversity, divide, disrupt. Are we doing vocabulary today? We'll do vocabulary another day. Sometimes I look at my dogs, probably a lot like how, total change of subject, probably a lot how like God looks at me. So here I am, I'm like, look God, look at all this great stuff I'm doing. Sort of like when your kid brings home something that they colored in school and you're like, that's so good. And you stick it on the refrigerator. I bet you God looks at me and goes, oh, well, that's so good. You just good. Sticks it on the refrigerator with all your work. God has a huge refrigerator in heaven and lots of magnets, and he's sticking all our work on there. How about them apples? Let's see. How funny is this? A Denver-based Secret Service agent said she would rather go to jail. She would rather go to jail than take a bullet for President Trump. Well, let's just say a lot of our Secret Service friends were like, you said what? And now she's fired! Christchurch, New Zealand. Not today, but another day. So anyways, people are just astonished at what Trump is doing. But here's the truth, part of the truth. Trump is enacting laws that are in existence, that Barry was like, oh, no, let's let all the bad people in because we want more bad people because I'm a Muslim. I said it. We're going to end catch and release. We're just enforcing laws that were on the books, which would have kept people like Kate Steinle from being murdered. Well, that being said, it's time to go to the Bible. God's like, stutter much? Okay, well then God, we're going to the Bible. We're going to the book of Matthew. As I told you guys, we're going to talk about revenge and enemies. It's Call to the Nation. Hit your share button if you like it. Day 8 of 100, Trump. And y'all remember, I write myself big note. Psalm 2:8. Only ask for the nations, and I will give them to you as your inheritance. And James 4:2, you have not because you ask not. So, let's do a little reading. Teaching about revenge. We're going to read about revenge and enemies. And to commentate. What? You have heard the law that says punishment must match the injury, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But I say, do not resist an evil person. If someone slaps you on the right cheek, offer the other cheek also. If you are sued in court and your shirt is taken from you, give your coat too. If a soldier demands that you carry his gear for a mile, carry it 2 miles. Give to those who ask, and do not turn away from those who want to borrow. Like my mug. Teaching about love for enemies. You have heard the law says, love your neighbor and hate your enemies. But I say, love your enemies. Pray for those who persecute you. In that way, you will be acting as true children of your Father in heaven, for he gives his sunlight to both the evil and the good. Remember, the rain falls on the just and the unjust. Apparently, the sunlight does too. And he sends rain on the just and the unjust alike. Oh, whoops. If you love only those who love you, what reward is there for that? Even corrupt tax collectors do that much. If you are only kind to your friends, how are you different from anyone else? Even pagans do that. But you are to be perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. Whoops, perfect. All right, so what's interesting about your enemies is sometimes they are there to sharpen you. It may be uncomfortable, it may hurt, but sometimes we have to have that to strengthen us. An enemy to say, you know, you can't do this and you can't do that, and maybe you can't do it that way, but you have to find another more creative way to do it. Or maybe an enemy to get in your face and say, you're an embarrassment to yourself and you're an embarrassment to blank. What the truth is that they're an embarrassment to themselves. But when they put your name out there and they talk about you, that's putting your name out there. Yeah. You guys remember, I'm on Periscope, Twitter, @RealDeal99, Call to the Nation on YouTube, and you know me on Facebook. So, we're going to pray. Remember, God has equipped you and me. Oh, which, by the way, God has equipped me, and today is the day that I need to reach out to my pastor and encourage him. I have installed, and there is no more of that. So, I am equipped. You guys know how to pray by now, right? Can you pray on your own? Can you type something in and pray? Tell me what you're praying. Ooh. Type something in. Pray. Tell me what you're praying. I have a couple of, good old standards. Love me some standards. 1 Kings 18:36 and 37. O Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, prove today that you are God in Israel and that I am your servant. Prove that I have done all this at your command. O Lord, answer me. Answer me so these people will know that you, O Lord, are God and that you have brought them back to yourself. Well, that's basically saying, hey, God, show them that it's you and me. Let's go ahead and do the Our Father and 1 Chronicles 4:10 and then get on to our day because I've got to be somewhere soon. 1 Chronicles 4:10. I pray it for me and Donald Trump. You put your name in. Where do you hear my name? All right? Ready. Oh, that you would bless Ellen and Donald Trump indeed, and enlarge Ellen and Donald Trump's territory. That your hand would be with Ellen and Donald Trump, and that you would keep Ellen and Donald Trump from evil, so that Ellen and Donald Trump will be free from pain. And God granted Ellen and Donald Trump her request. Lord, be with my brothers and sisters, and Donald Trump and Mike Pence. Give us all great rest, energy, multiply our time and our wisdom to get more done for you, so that as we go out to our employers, they would see what a blessing we bring to their workplace. And God, for Donald Trump and Mike Pence, that just day after day after day, you would bless these men to bring in the sevenfold harvest, because when you plant a seed, you do not just get another seed. You get a tree that bears fruit and more fruit. And God, I pray that you would let that fruit be brought into the United States of America, that we can turn it back out as your children and go create an amazing, amazing revival. Because you didn't just give us this time to kick back. You gave us this time to kick ass. Sorry about that, guys. So anyways, it's a great, great day. Guess what tomorrow is? Guess what tomorrow is? You'll never guess, because it's hard to believe. But tomorrow is something. So I like to take Saturday and Sunday off of this, but maybe I'll come say hi tomorrow. Okay. Love you guys. Have a great day. Periscopians, you have a great day too.